It is a brisk fall afternoon here in Northeast Ohio. The sun is super low in the sky, but it is chilly out. I have some bundles to make, and I brought the Go Fast wrapper back from the wood yard because I got some wood here that I want to wrap. The ground's dry, and this is normally the time of year I can't get out here because it's just underwater, but I'm figuring what the heck, I'll take this wood now while I can. I am going to be making a small order for a grocery store. We will not be putting our labels in the bundles, but we're going to be using the new Go Fast FW16. Guys, this is an industrial quality wrapper. And I have got some ideas for my bundle business, and it just made sense for me to look for a heavy duty machine like the Go Fast. Quite honestly, this bundle plan of mine, I wanted it to be in force back in June, but just things haven't worked out, but we're gonna get there. But I see a big future for bundles here at Ohio Woodburner, and I needed a machine that is tough, that's gonna work forever, and has a very robust support system with the manufacturer. And we'll talk about that while we're making bundles. But on top of everything else, guys, I think it looks awesome, don't you? The one reality that I have with my new wood yard is I don't have electricity there, so I need to use these little portable power stations. I think they work really good. There are a lot of other manufacturers out there, guys. Some of them even have gasoline engines on them, highly portable, but I just know that when you're wrapping bundles, there's a lot of downtime, and I wouldn't want to hear that engine churning the whole time. I think these power stations make a lot of sense, but I also just believe in like a power electric wrapper. I don't know. I guess these hand crank ones are kind of cool, but just not for me. The way I see bundles for Ohio Woodburner, I just want to have a nice, easy attack on making these bundles. And that's where I think this style of machine is the way to go. So this is what I'm going to be doing here, guys. When you are filming YouTube videos, you got to pay attention to the sun. So I know if I were not filming, this machine would be turned the other way, just so I have a shorter distance to put the wrap bundle into the truck. But hey, if it means giving you a better video, then I'm going to do it. But I have been using this Go Fast, and it works great. It works as advertised. It makes a nice bundle. And what I like about it is how it's built. It's built tough. But hey, nice square bundle, tightly wrapped. I like it. So in this case, guys, this is a smaller order. This is going to be 25 bundles. It's going to a kind of a smaller, locally owned grocery store. And it's near the state park too, so there are a lot of campers that come through. And I think certainly campgrounds make a lot of sense to go after. I personally avoid campgrounds. I just think, you know, the money isn't there. It's not as high as I would like it to be. But to each their own. I had told you before, I'm not the biggest fan of making bundles, but part of my vision is me not doing the bundling. I have put a lot of thought into this, and I think that with the right incentive package, like a piecework, I really think that you can find a quality person that is worth their time to wrap bundles. and it would be mutually beneficial to them as well as me. If you have been following this channel for a while, and I've already heard it from some of you guys, you says, Joe, you already have a wrapper. And the answer to that is yes. But I am just saying, I know that buying a Firewood machine can be a lonely proposition. It's because, you don't have a Go Fast store right down the road, or a Japa or an Eastonmade. If something breaks on it, what's going to happen then? And looking at my old machine, I wasn't sure what that answer was. And if I'm going to try to grow my market share in bundles, if the machine breaks, what am I going to do? If you're putting all your eggs in the one basket, sometimes you have to do what you have to do, but at least you want to have a company that A, is going to answer their phone. 2, they're going to call you back if you do leave a message. And C, are they going to be able to have parts that you need and get them to you sooner than later? Oh, this bundling here is starting to make me get hot, guys. So I just did what everyone else does. I start looking around and I stumble upon Go Fast. So what do you know? I'm just like any other consumer. I check into them. I sent them an email and I had a reply right away. I didn't say who I was because I need to know if this company is legit. And I am here to tell you, Go Fast has got it going on. They are in New London, Wisconsin, so everything is made in the United States. Your electric motor, the bearings, all of these things. If that's important to you, there you go. It's a family-owned business, so they're committed. And if you visit their website and read their About page, I kind of like it. You identify with businesses like that, and it makes me much more comfortable to recommend a Go Fast for people out there who are bundling their firewood. The other thing that took me a while to get used to is this. My old machine, it was fixed, and when you load this sometimes, you'll get it to twist, and it doesn't really affect anything though. I thought it was going to bother me because it's different, but I got over it pretty quick. Here's the back of it. It's just got a sealed bearing on it. No grease fitting on this, but that allows the axle to spin. I still believe that if I were starting off brand new in the firewood market, I would just do bundles. I would probably not even do bulk, simply because that's how everyone sells firewood. Everyone sells bulk firewood. So why try to keep up with them? And I think that's the trap that people get into with firewood sales, is they think they have to do bulk. There's a lot of competition out there, and the way they want to compete is by selling their wood cheaper. And I don't know if that's the right way to go, guys. Especially if you're a sole proprietor. Because how are you going to compete on volume as a sole proprietor? And, the price to pay for your firewood business, you're going to need machines. And are you going to be able to compete with a higher volume outfit in your area when all you have is a poolin and a pickup, how I started? And I say the answer to that is probably not. And from the way I see things, guys, bundles is a very underserved market. And I know it is in my area, and it's probably the same in yours. Not a lot of people do bundles. So I have this adjusted a little bit wrong. I need to pull this out because sometimes my stretch wrap is hitting the side of the cradle. That's just an adjustment. I loosen this up and I'll just slide this back just a little bit. But here's a close-up for you guys. It's got 2 pillow blocks that the main shaft rotates on. It has a Leeson 1/3 horsepower. It has a 60-to-1 gear reduction, and that is an oil bath gearbox. This is 110. I think the one thing to not overlook are these wheels. These wheels are a big deal. This is highly mobile, and where I use it over at my other wood yard, you know, the ground's kind of rocky. That's a big deal. But it also has stake pockets. If you just wanted to fork this around with a forklift, you could do that as well. All of the adjustments you need are here. You can run this cradle in if you're going to go with shorter firewood. If you were using shorter firewood, you wouldn't use 12-inch stretch wrap, you would go with the shorter stuff. This can accommodate shorter stretch wrap, so this would just go in a little bit farther. This is a threaded rod that goes all the way through. I'm curious to see how this threaded rod behaves over time. I'm wondering if it's going to get a little jiggly or start to bend, but I'm going to keep an eye on that. I'll let you know how it behaves. The one thing that I'm going to change myself is this is a nylock nut, and it's a little bit smaller, and I can't get it to spin with just my hand, because if you use one of these machines, you know that you are always chasing your tension, and I will be adjusting it while it's in motion. I'll just grab onto it and give it a spin one way or the other to either tighten or loosen the stretch wrap. The tension of your stretch wrap is a big deal. So for this, I have to use a wrench, which still works, but you know, I'd rather just be able to do it with my hand. Either a bigger exterior diameter nut or even like a bigger kind of a wheel that you can just hit while it's spinning around. And it comes with handles, and that's where I find this a very nice convenience to have. I like the Go Fast, guys. This is a major league wrapper. This is a home run. As with most things in business and manufacturing, it's an economy of scale, which means, do you need a shovel, or do you need a mini excavator, or do you need one of those gigantic ones? And I think the same thing goes with firewood bundles. I think what makes this such an appealing industry is you can get into this pretty cheap. You can just get yourself some twine and just start bundling up firewood and selling them. You can certainly make a profit doing just that, especially if you're selling to campgrounds or at a local bait store. As long as you are reliable and dependable as a vendor, I think you'll find some accounts and they'll make you very happy. I think though, if you keep that going on long enough, your rusty wheels are going to start grinding. And you're going to start wondering what else is out there. Because if you can make that work with that local campground, you could probably also make it work with your convenience stores, grocery stores, hardware stores. And maybe some, but not all, of those potential accounts want a more professional product. And that's where I think getting into a wrapper like this makes a lot of sense. There's also an argument for the bagged firewood, and I'm not knocking them. I just have my own beliefs, because this is a retail product, guys. And there's a saying, it says, retailing is detailing. And I think that customers, when they're able to see the product, they're more likely to buy it. And that's where I'm not a big fan of bags. Because, I mean, you could have some nice marketing on the outside for firewood, but that's where I'm saying, you know, when you have stretch wrapped firewood, it is out there. It's easy to see. you put your nice label on here and it just looks dynamite. So that's where I think it's safe to get started in this, because, I mean, it may be a lucrative business, but maybe you just don't enjoy it. If you get into bundles with onion bags or that twine, it's a good introduction just to see if it's right for you. And my point though is, if you start going down that road, you're going to start thinking, what else can I do? And that's where I think getting a professional grade wrapper like this, especially if you are becoming serious and if you don't want breakdowns and you don't have to worry about these things wearing out, that is where I think a product like your Go Fast wrapper makes a lot of sense. And I think that's what you're seeing with me. I see opportunity in my area, and I had learned a while ago, when opportunity is knocking, you open the door. So I think that's what I'm going to try and accomplish in my area with bundled firewood. I think that there is a lot of opportunity in my area. There's a lot of locally owned stores. They're like my kind of customer that I'm wanting to go for. And I also think that I can find people who are interested in making these for me on a piece count. If you are looking for a firewood wrapper, check out Go Fast. I'm going to put their information in the description, but their website is gofastmfg.com. And if you are getting serious, ask for Austin. He is the guy at Go Fast. He is the person I call when I need him. And he will be very excited to help you out. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, guys. Let's talk about cost. And I think, you know, firewooders are by nature very frugal people. And the enticement of getting into bundles by just using twine, I understand all that. I think the time will come where you want to look to getting into a more professional product, and getting a wrapper like the Go Fast makes a lot of sense. In the world of these kind of wrappers, you got the lower end with the hand cranks, and then up to the higher end with like this Go Fast. And you think that they're expensive, and I understand about spending money. I mean, what the heck, I sell firewood. But think about, of all of the firewood machines that are out there, you know, they're all pretty pricey. And except for some high-end chainsaws, what else is cheaper than spending money on a wrapper like this? And then if you do get it, you have an asset. And if you ever want to get out of the business, it's something you could probably get all of your money back on it, because these things hold their value pretty good. But I hear people get hung up on the price, and I'm all with that. But I'm just saying, you know, think of the big picture, especially if you're in bundling for a long time. A few extra bucks, you get into this Go Fast, and you are set, man. And that is it. Oh! This order is done, and now it is time to hit the road. And there you go, guys. The Go Fast FW16 firewood wrapper. This is the top of the line when it comes to firewood wrappers, guys. This thing here is serious. It is well built. It's made in America, and it's backed by a very good company that takes customer service serious. And you can tell by the way they just answer their phones that you're going to have a nice relationship with these guys. Okay, guys, that's all I got for you today. Firewood bundles with the Go Fast firewood wrapper, dynamite machine. I'll put all of the information in the description. Check them out, and I'm serious. If you're looking for one of these, call them up and ask for Austin. Tell them that Joe from Ohio Wood Burner sent you. All right, everyone, have a great day.